Alright, so now that we've touched on some of the UI elements in Maya, I want to talk about sort of the basic building approaches in Maya. We have polygons, which I'm sure many of you have heard of, which is sort of a standard vert-based approach to modeling. And what that means is if I go up here and I'm in polygons, I can create NURB, polygon, subdivisions, all these little primitives. We want to go to polygon primitives here. I'll even tear this menu off right here by just clicking there. And if we go to polygons, I can also tear off this, and here's a bunch of different primitives that you can make, which is just to say things like cubes, spheres, and cylinders. Now, if I make a plane, right, that's just going to be one solid little sheet here. And if I hit 5 on my keyboard, you'll see it filled in. Hit W. I can go ahead and move it with the translate tool, right? W is a good translate tool there. And if we look at this now, it's just one piece, one segment. I'm going to go on up to polyplane here, and this is where we can kind of adjust what we get, subdivision heights and such. If I put in, like, say 10 and 10, you'll see then I get these extra little divisions in my plane. And this can be done with all of these, the cubes and such. You can just make them and add divisions. Now, we've already seen how to hold down the right click button, and you get this edge, vertice, vertex face. If I select, for example, vertices, these right here, these are basically polys. Each one of these little faces is a poly, right? And you can see up here, the verts, 121 verts now on here. Little info. If this isn't showing this little thing up here, this is a little heads-up display. You can just show it here, and it shows up under display here, heads-up display. Here it is, poly count, right? So the poly count, that's very applicable for things like games or whatever, because the higher the poly count on your model, the more it takes for a computer to render and run that piece of object, whatever it is. And in this case, you got like quite a number of verts that I just sort of added in here. So it's just something to keep in mind. And these polys, we want to work with these four-sided polys when we're doing polygonal modeling. And yeah, I can select by drag, click, hold down left and drag, and it'll select a number of them whenever I hold over. If I hold down, let me go ahead and get to faces. It's a little more obvious because you can see them light up there. And if I hold down control, I can remove them. Right? If I hold down shift, I can add to the selection or reverse the selection. And if I hold down shift and control, I'll select everything. Right? So this is a nice way to kind of quickly select things. There's also, if you hold down, let's say this is me holding down shift and left clicking. So I click it, click, hold down shift, click, 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 right? And I have 4 faces. You can also do this whole little, if you hold down shift and hit the arrow left or right, you can grow your selection. This is sort of a basis of polygonal modeling, is that this is how you interact with the mesh. You can move these individual pieces then. This is a little rough because you get this weird shaping, but you got a lot you can do with them. I can go up here and select extrude. I like to hit this little button here just to make sure that it stays world centered, right? And now I've got all these little blocks that I've created. By the way, these extra ones, that's because if you go up to my menu like we talked about last, there you go, I got division set. So I can hit edit here and reset settings whenever I have some kind of setting in there that I don't want. So now if I go and I extrude again, I'm only going to get the 1. Let's see. Remember, clicking this is an important aspect of it too. There we go. So now I'm building geometry. I'm getting all sorts of little faces to build. I can do things with them, right? And generally, this is a good way to kind of do polygonal modeling, is you just kind of keep building. So if this was going to be some kind of like corner, maybe, you can start doing some really interesting things all of a sudden. So let's say I want, I don't know, like this is the corner of some room. I can take these, I can hit delete or backspace and remove them, see? And I'm not destroying the integrity of this. I can do all sorts of things at this point. I probably want to select all of these faces here, 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 here. Let's just say get rid of all that, right? And now I can start doing things like selecting the edge. If I select the edge here, right, I'm just holding down shift and left clicking to select all of those. Shift, left click, shift, left click, right? I can extrude them. See? All along like that. And I can be like, okay, extrude to here. Right? And then I can hit G. G is the hotkey for repeating a process. You can see right over here that like extrude is sort of isn't it? No, it's not in there right now. So I'm just going to hit G again. See? And now I'm building simple geometry, making a little wall. The thing is, you also have to merge verts. It's like piecing Legos together in a lot of ways. I don't know if that's a great analogy, but when I grab these, see, look at this. I still have, let me grab here. Isn't that nice of it? There it is. There we go. See how that right there, that is not connected. These last pieces are connected and the rest of them won't be. Right? So I'm just sort of single clicking on a vert and moving it to check. Yeah, see? It's not really connected. So what we'll do is we want to play with some of the tools, and there's all sorts of tools when you look under edit mesh and mesh. In this case, merge is a good one. I have that already. I have it sitting right here. I like it. So I'll grab these both, do a drag select because I'll select both the verts, right? And then merge. And then I can always check it, make sure that they did merge. So click once because that's a single select. There they are. Yeah, okay. These and merge. Pink. These ones. And again, you can hit F and it'll just kind of lead you on in there. And merge. And then select these and hit F so I zoom in. I can see right there. And then merge. Right? And now I've kind of built a little wall. Right? This little piece right here has been fused. So this is kind of like the whole point of modeling in polygons is that you have these, this is just a scale to just sort of line them up. You can kind of squeeze it in towards the middle and it'll line them all up even. You can see that. When you swap around, hold down shift and move. Hold down shift, left click here. This is a very nice little tool. Front view. There's my wall again. Okay. And if I hit F, there's the verts that I was working on from the front view. See? Hold down shift, or hold down space, left click, perspective, back here. So getting used to manipulating how you kind of build shapes and how you move around, this is going to be a very important sort of aspect of polygonal modeling, just that these pieces all kind of can be sewn and fit together, and whenever you delete out faces you can build faces back in, right? This up here, select border edge to append a face, that's up under mesh, append polygon tool, right? All these tools have this sort of hit enter, bam, look, I've rebuilt a piece of face. And this is generally the process with polygons, is that you can build and extrude and delete and combine, you know, snap them all together. Like each face is a little piece of Lego that you can kind of build in, and you can always add pieces back in. You can always attach faces from one place to another or extrude edges. So getting to know kind of this understanding of how you extrude and how you do all this is a big part of polygonal modeling that eventually builds you a whole little set. You know, I could have a little hallway. You can see that maybe this would be, someone could walk down here and take a left, and I could build more walls and whatever, right? But very basic, and this just came from a plane. I'm just playing with a single polygon plane. And you have a lot of different kind of approaches and styles that you can use. So I just want this to sink in a bit about polygonal modeling.